And we are live. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, president, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. And today we have a wonderful show lined up for you. We have my co host, sister in law, Linda V. Harris. She's here, bright hair, bright eyed, bushy tail. And we got a surprise for you. We got brother Bill Dozier. Urban Craft Academy. He's here. He's taking James T place right here, opening up the show. James T is traveling today. May God bless him and make sure he has safe travels. He'll be back with us next
Great,
week.
absolutely.
And
Yes.
Mr. Bill Dozier, we want to get him to the top of the show because he got a busy day, and we want to talk about his organization, what they're doing. They're having a fabulous golf tournament. I can't play golf, but I sure could eat that wonderful food they always have. Bill Dozier. I tell you, every year I increase my donation.
Yes, we do, man. We greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it.
Hey, listen, because every year I know where my dollar's going. I see the work that you guys are doing, and I'm just so proud. I'm so proud to be a part of the organization. And like I say, that's a fact. Every year I do increase my donation, and I do it with a cheerful heart because I see.
Tax deductible.
Yes, it's tax
Yes,
deductible.
it is.
It's more than a cheery hard.
Yeah, it's economics too. It's having a good time and taking care of business at the same time.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
And he got a great golf tournament coming up. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Bill Dozier, tell us about that. Tell us about your whole organization. And there's a lot of people that call me. They want to get involved. But before you tell us about that, I got a nephew that he keep asking me about HVAC. Do you have a program for that HVAC?
Yes. It starts as part of that 12-week thing we were doing.
Uh-huh.
It's a 2-week component of a 12-week course.
Okay.
But you certainly get the basics of it. And if you like it, it's something you want to do, we can.
Just expand it. So it's 2 weeks, but you still got to take the entire 12-week course.
Yes.
Now is this starting now on that course or what?
This one started Monday. This was the first week. We just completed.
Oh man, is
It's
it
not
too
too
late?
late. If you want to come in, he's welcome. We'll make room for him. Surprisingly, we were anticipating around 20, and I think the count is 42 now.
Goodness gracious.
What?
Yes.
And
We
how many
thought
of those
about
are
20.
women?
And surprisingly, I think about at least a third of those are women.
I love it.
This is something that
Wow.
we thought we were going to have about 20. We had some plans for at least that was initial registration. And the other
Now-
two courses, we had about 20, 21.
Now, when I tell him to call, what course did he ask for? The HVAC course or what is it?
Have to call the Crime Prevention Project Reentry. It's called Project Reentry. And we have a young
Project-
man that's leading that for us, Dominique Hodges. Or you give him my number. I'd be glad to talk to him.
Okay.
Make sure he's in the right direction.
Okay, I'll give him your number. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Robert Henderson Jr. If you're just tuning in, and Linda B. Harris and Mr. Bill Dozier, and he's our special guest today. So, Mr. Bill Dozier, he's the president, founder of the Urban Craft Academy here, located in Miami, Florida. They have a wonderful program where they're teaching people trades, actually skills. All about building and construction, everything you need to know about it, from drywall to HVAC to project management to go on. So Bill, tell us more about the program and also tell us about this wonderful annual golf tournament that you have coming up October 5th, I think it is, correct?
Yes, it is. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having us on. It's always an honor, and we truly consider you family. It's just like coming home. So again,
Yes.
thank you for having us. This is our 13th year of being in business. And, we started out with the idea of we can help each other. There's enough of us in our community with skills and talents. If we all pool them collectively, we can have an impact on our community. The only thing that I could contribute is I know a little something about construction, and I thought I'd maybe give that back. So about 13 years ago, we founded the Urban Construction Crafts Academy. And with the idea of We would never charge our students, never. There'll never be a cost. And we didn't want any public funding because we didn't want anyone to tell us what to do. We had an idea as how we want to run this thing. It was for us, by us kind of thing. And so up until very recently, we did accept a grant last year. It was the first year we took some public dollars. But our primary source of funding has always come from our annual golf tournament. The purpose for the golf tournament was twofold. Yes, it gave us exposure and generated some revenue for us to operate, but it also exposed our young men to other businesses in the industry. You know, a lot of construction companies and companies in general, the owners play golf. It's one of the best pastimes. So what's the best way of getting to know those that you want to interact with, but meet them on the golf course? We used to always say, if you want to see a CEO, go to his office. He'll probably give you 15 minutes. But you get him on the golf course, you got him for 4 hours. And if you can't convince him that you have something to offer in 4 hours, that's all, you don't have anything to offer. And so, you know, we introduce them to the game of golf, which helps them build character, help them build, you know, working as a team, that kind of thing, because working in a group is something that we all have to do. No one can build a building as an individual. It takes group efforts. So the game of golf also teaches us honesty, integrity, working as part of a team. And it also gives us a good some exercise and great outing. And we turn that into our annual fundraiser. We also have our luncheon. You know, we have a signature luncheon. You can play golf anywhere. But what happens after the game of golf is over? Well, we come in, we have this little banquet, and we recognize our sponsors like the Henderson Foundation, the Henderson Financial Group, not foundation, and others that support us annually. We just want to recognize them and want the whole community to know that it is through their efforts and through their contribution that we are able to give back to the community. We've been very, very fortunate. Again, this year we had 3 different programs, 3 different courses where we, for each 12 weeks in duration. And the idea is to reach out for those who might be sort of just trying to get back into society or just want to change a career or something of that nature. This is a specialized program. And it took the efforts of all our teachers who are all licensed and our business owners and said, you know what, let's give them accelerated program, 12 weeks, see if there's something in this construction industry that would pique their interest. And if there's something that they like, then they can come back and we can assign it. We also offer the regular full 2-year curriculum, but this is a 12-week introduction program that majority of it is hands-on. You get the basics, you get your OSHA certification, but you also get exposed to all the crafts. As you said, plumbing, air conditioning, carpentry, electrical, you know, all the crafts, drywall. And a lot of these guys opened a little handyman business after that. You know, they say, man, I know enough to go out and just be a part-time handyman. So there are a lot of career opportunities that can spring from this initiative.
Man,
and we just started the last of the year. Monday was our first day. But if there's someone that's still interested that obviously affiliated with the Henderson Financial Group, we'll make exceptions. You know, we always have them. That's a good thing about being an independent. You know, we can kind of bend the rules a little to accommodate those who we
relationships.
That's the name of the business. That's the name of the
hey. That's my brother. That's my brother, my good friend and brother says relationship. James C. Matter of fact, look who just dropped in, man. He popped in like, bro, man. Let's catch him, man. I see him backstage. There you go, right there.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. James, you see, I'm not gonna steal your thunder, huh?
No, brother Bill, please. No, I just wanted to check in and ditto what Robert has been saying regarding relationships. And man, we are so proud of you and your staff and all that you do. When we got involved in supporting and promoting, it just gives me great joy. And the reason that I'm not in my office studio today is because of supporting people like yourself, and because of the support that I've gotten throughout Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, Monroe, and our friends in the Bahamas. I'm going to be in Atlanta today. And after 54 years of doing this radio and TV thing, I'm going to be inducted into the National Association of Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Whoa!
Fantastic. That
Congratulations.
is so great. That is
What?
so great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
That,
Well,
that sounds like a
Kudos.
party. You didn't tell us
no,
that.
no,
Why
no,
we
no.
gotta-
Hey, Linda, Robert and I, we don't do parties well.
That's right. That's right. She knows that.
We'll attend them, but it's not something that we look forward to. And I want to reiterate the fact that the reason that all of this is because of the support that we've gotten from our listeners in the area and the support of the people like the Henderson Financial Group and, of course, Bill Dozier, Embrace Girls Foundation, and all the organizations that we've been able to work with. And Linda, even with your group, the Black Pearls, whenever we promote these entities, I tell people it's service. And I love it. I love it. Last evening, I got a chance to attend the 200th anniversary, Rob, of anniversary birthday celebration for Perry, Georgia. And that we are becoming familiar with, and it was just a great event. So we leave here today and we go to Atlanta for that event. But we beg everybody that's going to view this to tell people about Bill Dozier's group, the Urban Christian Crafts Academy, and what they're doing, and support us. I mean, and the little things can be telling young people about what opportunities are available, Robert.
Yes, because a lot of them don't know. A lot of them don't have peers or people around them that know. And you have to have relationships. You have to get around people that are doing something, that are being very proactive, that people would have ideas, people that want to go to the next level, people that want to continuously learn. And you have to surround yourself. And a lot of the youth, they don't have that. They're in a group that people that is not like a mastermind. But when you seek and you knock and you ask and you have relationships, then somehow the universe points you in the right direction and bring people in your life who you never even expected. But you got to have a desire. It all starts with desire. It starts with you, me, myself, and I. So, hey, man, I'm great. Mr. Dozier was telling us about his golf tournament that's taking place October 5th. So we all gonna definitely be there, James Island. We make sure we're gonna be there because the food is top shelf, man. I mean, I'm just talking about. See, I don't play golf. I haven't matured enough yet. When I'm still running. But when I slow down, that's where I'm gonna be because it's so beautiful out there. And James and Mr. Dozier are pros at it, so I want to get out there. At least I know I can. They're gonna teach me something how to at least how to hold a golf.
Robert, stop with that. I tell people all the time, the only person that wins on the golf course is the golf course.
That's it.
even Tiger, as well as he plays and played, he could not conquer. Nobody conquers the golf course. But what it does do this year, it gives me an opportunity to play. I haven't usually will attend the banquet, and but this year we're going. Of course, the group and the organization will be there, and I'll get a chance to play. We're going to have a foursome, Robert. So we will represent, the Henderson Financial Group, and hopefully we'll do well. Hopefully,
you will. Yeah, this game of golf will surely keep you honest and humble.
So, Mr. Dozier, I'm gonna have my nephew call you because he's really looking for a trade, and he's heard a lot about that HVAC program. Now, you said that you guys have 3 programs going on right now.
Yes, we have the. Well, we just finished our summer camp. James was one of obviously our speaker. What a great job, and thank you again, Man, I tell you, you deserve all the accolades you could get because you've done it well for a long time, and we can't applaud you enough. We have that. We have the Project Reentry, and as soon as we get through the golf tournament, we're gonna launch again our apprenticeship program. But kind of letting the cat out the bag a little bit. We started out with the project managers. We figured if we get the project managers on the job, they can hire all the craftsmen. That was our thinking for doing the PMs first. And, because they are in direct contact with all the subs. And, if you're a subcontractor, you don't have a great relationship with the project manager, chances are you aren't going to get your check on time. So, all businessmen said, yeah, of course, I can use a good guy. So, that's an entree for our guys. But we are going to offer all the trades. We're going to start with carpentry, electrical, I think, and there's one more. that we're going to start with, and then we're going to branch out into the others. Our teachers are the best, man. We have been so fortunate because all of them are businessmen, and they are doing very well in our community. So trying to maintain that caliber of teacher has been very, very hard. We don't want to start something and water it down just to say we are doing it. So we're trying to work it around their schedule so they can put in the time that's necessary to sort of bring them through the length of the program. Our apprenticeship program is usually 4 years in duration. You don't have to come every day, but it's a long-term program. It's established by the state. The criteria and the curriculum are both established by the state, and we have to sort of adhere to that. We can expand it, but we can't. These are the bare minimums that we must adhere to. So the time frame is something that's already established. And trying to get a businessman to commit 4 years of their life to a program is sometimes a bit challenging, especially in these times when construction is booming. But we're going to work it out. Everybody's in agreement. It's just a matter of doing that,
Are these
So
evening
as soon as we
classes?
Pardon me?
Are these evening classes? Evening?
We're going to make them all evening. Yes.
Okay, good.
We had some discussion about doing some early evening type things, but the overall consent is nights work better, from 6 to 9, 6 to 10 type time frame.
Now, when you say carpentry and electrical, are you saying someone who don't know anything about carpentry and electrical, they are invited, they're encouraged, they can still come?
This 12-week, I promise you, when they walk out, they will be amazed at how much they've learned in those short periods of time. These guys have condensed the program, made it so interactive that, it's a mind-blowing, I'm telling you. And I can talk about it and brag on it because I don't teach in the class. So it's not me. I'm just bragging on my friends. But these guys are very good. As a matter of fact, the HVAC teacher was small contract of the year in Broward County last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. I mean,
Wow.
a lot of your guy's gonna love it. He brings up his whole kit. I mean, he brings air conditioning units out. These guys will be able to repair for the most part. Certainly troubleshoot an AC unit the minute they walk out. So
That's fantastic, man. I tell you, and it's something, it's good. We're so glad to have you on the show because so many people don't even know that you guys even exist. So that's why we're so happy to give you this exposure. We want everybody who's listening all over to pass this information on because people they don't know. They just didn't have the information. Information is key. And not only just having information, but doing some of the information. Every time you mention a class like carpentry, electrical, I love what I do, but I've dedicated my life to learning. I'm trying to figure out how I can go in the evening and take some of the classes.
Yeah, right. Really stop.
Stop him, Linda. Stop him.
Hey, listen, if I had the time, I would, man, because every time I learn something different, I just feel empowered, man. Hey, I just feel empowered, So, because you never can know too much. At least know something about it. You ain't got to be an expert in it, but at least know a little something about it and let the professionals do it. So that's what I like to do. Brother Bill, I'm so proud of you. I thank you for putting on this. You've been doing this for 13 years. This golf. How long the academy going? 13 years also?
13 years. This is our 12th annual golf tournament, and our 13th year in business.
Wow.
And we could not do it without guys like yourself, man. I'm telling you. We don't minimize your contribution. It's essential to our survival.
What's the telephone number?
The number is 305-691-4553. 305-691-4553. The Urban Construction Crafts Academy. Or you can go online at urbancca.com. That's urbancharliealpha.com.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on, and we're so proud of you. And we definitely will be there October 5th to be there to cheer you guys on and eat some of that wonderful seafood that you always have.
The lobster is in the freezer already.
Oh man, and it's some good stuff.
Came from Turks and Caicos Islands, special delivery.
Oh man, that's a good place.
And the conch, by the way.
That's right, conch too. And them, and all those 3 layers of different kind of cakes.
Oh yeah, that's already in the planning. We thank you so much for having us again, as always.
All right, have a wonderful,
safe
wonderful
James.
day.
Okay, guys, take care.
Much love. Much love.
Man, it's always good talking to him, man. When you talk to him, you just feel like the truth. You just know you hearing something good, just divine. He's just going to tell you the truth. And, he really has dedicated his life to serving and helping people, man. And like I said, I have two people that I personally know, my daughter and Antonio, that has changed their lives, the way they view the viewpoint, their skill set. Jasmine right now is a project manager right now, and their relationships and connections. Tonio using it, man. Tonio just using it a lot, man, in terms of what he knows. So it's really some good stuff. And when you have people that have worked from 9 to 5 and they're not really satisfied, and James, like you said, they're not into their purpose. They haven't figured it out yet. If you take one of these classes, I don't care if you're 50, 60 years old, if you take these evening classes from 6 to 9, whether it's HVAC, whether it's carpentry, whether it's electrical, he said you don't have to learn. You don't have to know nothing. There's no prerequisite. You're going to learn something, and you'll be surprised that all of a sudden, man, it's something that you've been looking for. I know that's happened to my daughter Jasmine, because Jasmine went to school for physical therapy, and she took Bill Dozier's course, project management, and she says, "Oh my God, I love this." So people who are listening, the whole point here is to be introduced, to have big exposure, as I'm trying to say. And being exposed, man, people, if you think that you figured it out and life ain't nothing, it's this and that, and they got it's conspiracy, you haven't visited, you haven't looked, and you haven't seen, and you haven't searched all corners. And this could be an opportunity. I don't care if you're a correctional officer or if you're a teacher or whatever. This course and the Urban Craft Academy might be something that your soul's been looking for a long time, but just didn't know how to go about it. Let the church say amen.
Amen. And probably, as we spoke last week, with what's going to be happening in our country and in our world in the next 10 years, you want to be employed or have one of those, I guess, work experiences that will carry you through and that will help you to do what many of the people who come and assist Brother Bill to teach others how to do that. Because building, I don't care how much AI you get, AI is not going to build these buildings. AI is not going to look at the infrastructure and what's going to be needed. Now, it may be able to explain it and talk and all of that, but we don't have robots that can go in and physically do what's needed. When Linda needs somebody to make sure that drain is properly done, they're going to need an individual who has experience so that it can pass code, so that it can meet the regulations within the city, the county, the state, and all these things. So I think as people look at different careers that they're going to have, Linda, wouldn't you agree that sometimes you have to look at not so much just having a PhD or a master's, but also having, the knowledge of how to build and create from zero to something?
Absolutely, 100%. And the more I'm in this development construction industry, the more I realize that. And to Robert's point, I see why you always have the urge to say, well, should I take the class? Because boy, I tell you, I sometimes feel that way too, but I can't take a spot from somebody else. I know I'm not going to work in the industry, but just to know about it, learn about it. And we do need them more and more, especially in South Florida. James, we absolutely have to.
And it's all because as we talk about, housing is just needed everywhere. Everywhere we've been, Rob, one of the first things they talk about is housing. I know people like the commercial buildings and many of them, quote unquote, believe it or not, those businesses that you wanted to have a shop with this and that, hey, those are lessening to the fact that we need affordable housing.
Well, hopefully that'll be something that's more attainable since the interest rate was cut, Robert. You think that'll put more people in houses? You think the market will open back up? Hopefully it will.
Well, I think there's going to be change. I think that it will have effect. So something's going to happen. That's what the beauty of it. It's going to be it is a change. And usually when the change happens, and we have to look back and see, the ultimate, the effect of it. but it's going to cause something to happen, and we're going to stay tuned. I don't know. Some people saying if there are more people that that are able to buy, then maybe some of the available housing will open up because you have more buyers, but the prices could go higher. I don't know. We have to stay tuned, but I
More
do know.
demand. That's true.
But I do know that lowering interest rate will cause some sort of effect, and that's always a good thing. I want to
When you
switch
say it
gears.
was significant, half a point in the big scheme of things, that's pretty big, right?
Yeah, I mean half of 1% is big. They're gonna have to do it again though, because they're gonna have to lower it because they took it up so fast because of inflation, and it kind of shocked a lot of people to the point where businesses were not hiring as many people as they should. So when you don't
Okay.
have a lot of people being hired and people don't have jobs, then the recession comes because then they have to lower prices. They have lowered prices, believe it or not, despite what a lot of uneducated people are saying their prices are still too high. There's a lot of prices in terms of the gas, in terms of clothing. Some areas still up, but there's a significant drop in how it was a couple years ago. So the feds do know what they're doing. A lot of people like to parrot and be just a talking parrot and just to mimic what they hear that the economy is bad. No, it depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. I've never, believe it or not, honestly, I've never had it affect me. I could say thank God, because I've always felt like if life gives me lemons, I'm gonna make lemonade. So you got to do what you got to do. You can't be in a position where you say whatever they do to you, you're gonna drown. No, you got to learn how to swim. Whatever. Like I said, life gives you lemons. You got to make lemonade, man. You can't complain why they gave you lemons. You gotta adapt. And most of us, are people who can adapt to the point they're trying to figure out why we still here.
Well, speaking of adapting and lemons, as someone that resides in a high-rise condo, boy, I tell you, that condo bill is really having an effect with the rising HOA fees and the new law that reserves. Thank goodness my condo has reserves, but I think the time for condo vultures is coming back, because especially further west, a lot of condos are tripling. HOA fees are going up 600%. And I'm hoping people can make lemonade out of those lemons, because it is between insurance and HOA fees and older buildings getting restored. And I know that may be unique to South Florida, but it is truly a real problem. And you often say people don't realize and recognize problems until it affects them. Hello, it's affecting me.
Well, Robert and Linda, one of the things that I've been looking at and trying to pick up on so that I can at least stay on the path of Robert Henderson is to realize that in some of the opportunities that you have, refining and taking the money out of the walls and reinvesting, with the lower interest rate. Rob, Linda, what do you think about those opportunities?
Well, and I'm glad you said that, James, because the refinance and then taking money, the worst thing that you could do, really, I wouldn't say the worst thing, because a lot of people are set in their ways, but a lot of people are missing the mark when you have a lot of equity in property, and you're not using it. Because if you have a paid off house, if you have a lot of equity in a property, sentimentally, psychologically, you feel good. But feeling good has nothing to do with economics. Economics, you have to continue to have money flowing. Money should always be making money and growing and expanding. If it doesn't, then it's dying. Okay, you're losing money. So when you find when you have a paid off house, there's a lot of risk in that. Number one, if you have a paid off house, let's say you have a paid off house and all of a sudden you became disabled. One of the number one reasons of disabled people losing their house is because they become disabled when they have a paid off house. Now they can't get any money off of it because the bank is not going to lend them all that equity into the house, because the bank says you're disabled and you can't work. So all the money is locked up in the house. Another a risk and having a paid off house and just letting the money stay in the walls is what happens if you get fired. Let's say you got two pieces of property and you took a lot of your money and you paid them off. Now
Mhm.
all of a sudden you get fired and you need some money. Then how are you going to refinance it? How are you going to pull equity out? Because the banks want to know how you're going to pay them back. And they can
Mm.
charge you a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
And we've been conditioned to, you know, to pay off the house. But think about it, you can't take the house with you while you alive, when you go to heaven, hopefully. So you have to learn how to use everything that you have, all the tools that's available to you. And most people just don't know how to use it. And then they lean on the understanding of people who are ignorant, don't know how money works. Matter of fact, I want to switch gears because I know we run out of time, and
Mhm.
I want to share with you guys something that I don't know you may or may not know, but I want to share with the audience because I had this conversation the other night with a family that called me, and they're interested in setting up a family life insurance trust. Have you guys ever heard of a family life insurance trust? Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Okay, so let's explore this because I know a great deal about it. I'm involved in that quite a bit. So, okay, so this education is called a life insurance trust. Matter of fact, it's called an ILET, an irrevocable life insurance trust.
Ooh.
A lot of the rich and
Mhm.
wealthy for years have been using it. Okay, the Rothschilds, the Kennedys, the Rockefeller, the Bill Gates, the Stephen Jobs, Elon Musk. I mean, it's been around, but if you don't know, you got to ask somebody, and most people don't know what they don't know to ask somebody. They don't know the right questions to ask. But this has been going on, and you create your own family bank. Okay, so now I want you guys to sit back and use your imagination. This family came to me and they said, Robert, we are interested in doing a family insurance trust for the family. And I said, do you know much about it? They said, no, but we heard about it and we think it's a fantastic idea. And I said, I love it. It is so good. And I was so proud of them to contact me to ask me to explain it to them. So we had a Zoom call, and it was a mother and her three children, grown children. They all grown. They all got jobs. One's an attorney and one something else. It's two guys and one daughter, and then the mother. And I was so proud of them. And I felt the conversation I had with them, I said, you know, I need to put this on the air so more people can learn about how a lot of people are doing this and we don't know anything about it. Most of the time, we've heard about life insurance, death insurance. You should get
Right.
life insurance because if something unexpectedly happened, life ending, you know, if you have a policy or you don't have the policy, and a lot of times we hear on the news, you got to take pick up a GoFundMe type of deal.
Mhm.
But let me show you how. I'm gonna tell you how a lot of wealthy people have been doing this for years. Imagine, now, a matter of fact, let's use us three. Okay, us three:
Okay.
James C, Linda, and Robert. So what if Robert Henderson took out $1 million life insurance policy? When I take out this policy, I qualify, and they say, okay, Rob, we're gonna give you $1 million life insurance. When you die, this life insurance is gonna go to your beneficiaries.
Okay.
But I say, you know, I want the beneficiary to be the James and Linda family trust. So we create a trust. It's an account.
Okay.
And when you die, you can name any beneficiaries you want to. You can name your alma mater. You can name the church. You can name your girlfriend, your wife. That's one thing we know that is going to be completed because all of us are going to die someday. Sad to say, sad to think about it, but we're going to leave here. Okay, that's just the way how life works. Created. If you was created, that means if there's a creation and there's an ending. There's a beginning, there's always an ending. Okay, so let's say we all want to create this trust. Now, why we want to create this trust? Because we want to have a force. We want to save some money. We want to have a money where we can help our families. So I'm going to take out $1 million policy on me, and I'm going to have the beneficiary, not my personal, not my children. I'm going to have this, the beneficiary name made to this trust. And it's the Robert and Linda and James Trust. So now when I die, $1 million is going into that trust. James going to do one for $1 million also. And when he die, the beneficiary is going to be that trust. And when Linda, you die, the beneficiary is going to be that trust. Even though we have our individual, complete different lives. But when we die, we know that $1 million is not going to our kids because some of our kids can't handle it. Okay. So we're going to have this money go to a entity, which called a trust. And we setting this trust up. Now, James, when your kid, your daughter, she's going to also go and get her personal life insurance also. When she dies, then the beneficiary is going to be the same trust. Linda, you the same thing, same way. Me, all 5 of my kids, I will have all 5 of them get a life insurance and name this trust the beneficiary. Y'all got it?
Okay.
Now, the thing is that it won't get money until we dead. So we won't see the spoils of this, but our children's will, and our children will. Now, how we can see it is we're going to have this life insurance, and it's going to be called an Index Universal Life. Now, okay, IUL. When I take out $1 million policy, I'm saying I'm going to put $50,000. No, I'm saying I'm going to put $100,000 a year in it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put $100,000 a year into my life insurance policy. So I put $100,000. So that's the cash. If I die, $1 million goes into the trust, right? But I'm going to put premium in there. I'm going to overfund this policy, and I'm going to put $100,000 in there. There's a way that I can do it where it's tax deductible, and I still put it into this life insurance trust. James T, I'm going to show you how to do it, and Linda, I'm going to show you how to do it. Well, each of you are going to save money and put it inside of this life insurance trust. You can put enough money in here until when we get, before we die, there's enough money that we contributed in here that we can retire and get income from it when we retire, because we know when we die, millions of dollars are going to be in there for our families. Okay. Now, since we're going to live a long time, now we put money in there every year, every month. We put all this money in there. Guess what? It grows tax free. That's good. So it's better than a Roth. It grows tax free. On top of that, when the stock market go up, it goes up. When the stock market goes down, it stays. So it could never lose any money. So it's going to make more than 5%. When the stock market goes up 12%, the value of the money goes up 12%. When the stock market crash, it don't go down. It has no volatility in it. Whatever earnings it get, it keeps it. It does not come back down. That in and enough in itself is way better than investing individually in the stock market. That's way better than having your money in a 401k where, you got to look at this month and look at next month and the figures change. It can be up or down. If you have it in this IUL and put it into a trust, it never goes down. And guess what? As we put money in there, James and Linda, we can access the money tax-free.
That's what I was waiting because you can do investments from that.
That's right. That's right. Now, the more money we put in here, and let's just say we see a building down the street and the building said they want $500,000 for the building. We have more than $500,000 inside of this life insurance trust. We just called, not a bank. We called the insurance company where the trust is held. We say, listen, we have $500,000 of our own money we put in here. It's 3 of us. We got $3 million in case we die. Y'all can get your money back. So we tell the insurance company, hey, we need $500,000. The insurance company said, well, you don't have to touch your $500,000 that's inside of your insurance trust. We're going to, since we know you got money, we're going to just give you the $500,000 to go do whatever you want to do, buy cars, buy buildings or whatever. And we're going to charge you less interest than the bank charges you. So we may charge you only 4% on that. If you want to buy a car, people tell me now they go get a car and it's 8% or 7%. I don't care if you got 800 scores. They say financing a car is crazy. You know what I mean? So now why would you go and finance a car if you have your money inside this cash value life insurance special, a trust? You can go. go get a car cash, and then you can pay the trust back. So that's what they're doing. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people don't look like us, don't even know about it. But this is how the wealthy do it, and they keep it in the family. They, instead of having a prepaid college, instead of having putting money away for college, they put money inside of the life insurance trust and the cash value, and they use that money to finance all the kids' college education. If they need a loan, they don't have to go to a bank. That becomes the family bank. Does that make sense?
Sounds
Absolutely.
great.
Isn't
One
that
thing
something?
you said was the word irrevocable.
Right. Okay.
So- Mhm.
The reason why it's irrevocable is because when you get a life insurance, let's say that I have a life insurance, which I do, and let's say it's life insurance worth $5 million. If I die, it's $5 million. Along with my other assets, let's say that I'm worth more than $20 million. In estate planning, if you die, and right now it's around $15,000, $15 million, you have to pay estate taxes. Life insurance will be taxable if you have a certain much amount of wealth. But if you make it irrevocable, if you give it away to the trust, now when you die, there is no tax on your estate. So a lot of wealthy people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, when they die, they don't want to pay any estate taxes. So what they do is put it inside of a trust. So it's not them personally anymore. They put it inside of a trust. Now, when they die, they don't own anything. So that's why it's called irrevocable, because you really gave it away to your trust. And that's why you want to use it, because you don't want to. You don't have to have an eyelid, but it's good because when you have, first of all, when you have a life insurance program, what many people don't understand, when you dump a lot of money into it, it's called overfunding it. That money is creditor proof. It's lawsuit protection. So if nobody can mess with it. Somebody can sue you, but according to the U.S. courts and the laws, they cannot touch the cash in your life insurance. They cannot. Creditors can't. You can file bankruptcy. They cannot touch the cash that's inside of your life insurance cash value.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Most people
have the wrong type of life insurance. They have this death insurance. Death insurance don't do anything with you while you're alive. It's good to have, burial insurance, final expense. It's good to have, but it's not going to serve you while you're alive. But it's better than having nothing. I'm talking about people who actually want to have their cake and eat it too. You want to provide for death, but you figure like you got a lot of living to do. Where are you going to put your money? CDs? I mean, what stock market? People want more security. So a lot of people put money inside of banks that pay them nothing. If you put your money, the same money inside of a life insurance cash value, you get way more return. And when you get ready to bring the money out, it's a way to take it out tax free. And a lot of people just don't understand that. And I'm explaining it because it's a wonderful strategy that most people never even heard of or don't understand. Go ahead, Linda.
So
Go ahead, Linda.
If P. Diddy had his estate and his money in an irrevocable, and all these lawsuits coming after him now, it would be protected?
Absolutely.
Well, and my question was going to be, if it was the three of us, okay, how does it go about the decision making of if James T. wanted to do an investment, or if Robert wanted to do an investment, or if Linda wanted to do a particular investment? Who determines, or how is it determined, okay, yes, you can remove that money from the trust? Do you set it up that there's a limit for each individual?
No, you have, when you have trustees, that say, okay, James want to go buy a car. James said he wants a Rolls Royce. Okay. James, you can get the Rolls Royce, but are you going to pay back? Was you going to pay interest, or you're going to pay back on the Rolls Royce? So you have trustees. It's the same thing how, when you have a big church, how the preachers don't own the church. You have the board of directors, the trustees. That's who really control. In all corporations, you can start a corporation, but then you have a board of directors that can fire you even though you started the company. You always got to have referees, someone who is indirect from you looking over the trust. So when you set up an irrevocable life insurance trust, since you've actually given your money to this entity, this trust, which is in its insurance policy, which is tax free, you have to set up trustees who are going to direct and take care of the business to buy and purchase. Someone's got to say, listen, we're going to go on, take this money, and we're going to buy some real estate. Someone's got to say that. So you got to have not only one person, you can have 5 people, board of directors. They could be family members. Y'all get together. You want to do it when it's a family. You really want to do it in a family. I just made that up. Us 3 different individuals got a different family, just to give you a concept. But see, I have one just for my family. Okay. So James, you would have one just for your family. Linda, you would have one, you know, just for you. Same thing. But
and each of us would make the final decision.
Correct.
But here's what happens when any one of us, you know, take that final transition. Now you've got, quote unquote, your 5 kids, my 2 kids, you know, Linda's beneficiaries saying, okay, no, this is what I want to do with it. So
no, we won't have them. We won't have them. No, we won't have them because I still got a son that if I told him how much money he has, he probably go buy a Rolls Royce. So no. You always want to have a caretaker. As a matter of fact, I have people that say, Henderson, you know, I got $10 million and I got 3 kids, and none of them, they just waiting for me to die. So I'm not going to just leave them as beneficiaries. I'm going to have this trust, Henderson, and I want you to be the trustee. So when I die, Henderson, here's my rules and my reg. I want you to give this. I want each of them get 5% a year. Okay. And then, and you control from the grave. You can set up the rules, the bylaws now while you're alive, where nobody can't penetrate that. And if you know your children, you don't want to just give them money because they'll run down the street butt naked and lose their mind. So you know each and every one of them, who you want to have, how much you want to give to each of them. We call it directing from the grave, and it goes on in perpetuity.
As someone that sat on several multi-million-dollar boards, we have bylaws, we have operational agreements, and then we put wording in as it has to be, you know, for the benefit of, or it has to make sense, or have to be something that the whole board agrees on. It can't just be you met Juicy Lucy and now want to, you know, live your best life. It has to be something. Now, of course, college could be in there, and we really spell out the do's and don'ts to try as much to avoid drama. But you know, your cousins come with drama, but we do try to put in there as much as we can to avoid the drama.
Yes, and when you set up this family trust, you setting it up because you know generations are going to die. So when each generation die, then the money continues to go beneficiaries as a trust, and the trust money continues to grow. It's being invested, and it keeps growing in perpetuity. That's how they take care of their kids' kids, you know, their children's children's, and it's somewhere they can go. They don't have to go to Bank of America or Wells Fargo. They can go right to the family trust. And it happens all the time. We just haven't, a lot of people of color, we haven't been exposed to it. We don't understand how it works. Right. So you don't have to have a family member to be the trustee, but the family member has got to, I mean, the trustee, whoever you have as a trustee, they have a set of written instructions on how to handle every situation. And it's by you, and it's set up, and it cannot be changed.
You know any trust fund kids, Robert? You know, you hear that term, oh, he or she doesn't work. They're a trust fund kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And then, there, most of the time when you have a trust fund kid, most of the time there's some disability in there. There's some disability for the kid. But
good point.
When you like, there's a lot of people that set up their trust, and when they get ready to die, they want the life insurance to go inside of that trust, but they don't want it for their immediate child. They want it for their grandkids, and they want to provide for college. and they want to provide when they get married. He said when they go to college, give them $50,000, for the first year if they go into an Ivy League, whatever
Prince
college.
Harry just got 10 million from
Who?
his Queen Prince Harry, Meghan Markle's. He
Uh-huh.
turned 40, and his great grandmother set something up that when him or his brother, they both got 10 million when they turned 40.
And she's dead. She's been dead.
Yeah, she's been
So,
dead.
That's right. So you put it even from your unborn grandkids. You can say in the event, 50 years from now, if there is a grandkid or that's related to me, I want to give them, $100,000 and whatever equivalent 100,000 would be during that time. Because if you put $100,000 away right now, inflation, if it's 24 years from now, that 100,000 is going to grow to 200,000. That's even at, that's at 3%. So therefore, even though you say 100,000 and now it's 24 years later, that person will get $200,000 because you have to equate for inflation and the cost of living. That's what happens, But it's all planning. And I would say most people don't understand. You hear people talking about an IUL. The most important thing about putting together an index universal life, and I would say 95% of life insurance agents put it together wrong. The most important about design, the most important thing about having an index universal life, an IUL, is how it's designed. It's not. So people will hear this show and they'll go to any insurance company and say, "Hey, I heard Henderson talking about the advantages of an IUL. Do you have one?" They say, "Yeah, we have one on the shelf." And they'll actually just sell you an IUL. But that's not how they work. IULs, index universal life, the most important part about a life insurance is how it's designed, how it's put together. And to give you an understanding, a visual, it's like a race car driver. Okay, Indianapolis 500, the Grand Prix. You can't go and buy a car off the lot of Chevy and put it next to Indianapolis 500 race car and say, "Well, let's race." Both of them are cars, but one of them has a mechanic that knows how to give it more Hemi, give it more boost. That's how you have to do life insurance for an IUL. You can't just say, "I want an IUL." A lot of the IULs are not performing because the agents never designed them. They just gave you a regular death insurance. If anytime you hear somebody say, "I want an IUL, but what's the least I can pay?" No, IULs are designed to put the most money you can put into it and give you the least amount of death benefit. It's a product that's created for cash value accumulation. It's not a product that's just for dying. If you say, "I want the least amount that I can pay for a life insurance," then that's term insurance. There's no cash value. There is no buildup. It's the pure. That's why it's so cheap. That's why if you outlive it, you don't have nothing. But if you say, "I want a life insurance policy that's I'm going to pay it, but I'm going to be able to get a lot of growth from it," then that's an index universal life. And most people don't understand. The most important thing is how it's designed. You can't just go to anybody design a fast car. You have to go to a mechanic who really knows how to design fast cars. That makes sense?
Yep.
100%.
Well, I believe that some people are going to say it's overwhelming, and that's why the Henderson Financial Group is there, because what's overwhelming to you is your opportunity to get someone to really, as Robert said, hey, deal with your situation, deal with what it is that you desire, and to let you know some of the things that you would love to have that you didn't know you could get and how you could get it. So it's not just going taking something off the shelf, as you said, it's going out and saying, "This is my situation. How can you help that?" So when people, because what we do, we find something overwhelming, we start calling people. We start asking questions. We start saying, "Hey, help, 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 help." And that's what we really want our listeners to and viewers to understand is help is not on the way. help is available.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Good points. Not on the way it's available, but you got to seek it out. That was
Yes.
really good, Robert. I again, like James said, um, um, the wheels are turning. You probably piqued a lot of folks' interest. A lot of us who just heard of it have a lot of questions. The what ifs, the what if, the what had happened, and what this and all that. But I do, and I think a lot of us do understand the concept, the purpose, the benefit, the longevity, the how, like you said, you can dictate for decades, just by,
Yeah.
and I guess for me as a single woman who this is my year, I will get married this year. I feel it.
Before. What is this, deja vu or something? What were we back in 19? What is it, 2020? You keep on moving the goalposts.
I guess that's someone.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Rob, I'm in that situation. I'm in that situation where I said, "This is." I prayed, but Linda, I prayed for this year when I was in the 11th grade. So I don't know if
Like Groundhog Day. I not heard her say that before this year.
I blame both of you gentlemen for it not
Yeah,
happening sooner. You guys have friends
Blame.
and single men, and
Blame.
you're out there with millionaires and trust fund kids, and you think you. So if part of you, it's your fault. But anyway,
No, blame. Oh man,
the
blame.
of finding her the perfect mate. That's right.
Blame.
I'm going to that golf tournament. I tell you that much.
You better learn how to get you some golf clubs. Then you can be out there for 4 hours. Yeah, you can rap for 4 hours.
I know years ago she had golf clubs, Rob, but she probably never played a full round.
No, it's all about the outfit. So I got to change my strategy.
Islam says, what's the best IUL for your kids? Now, that's a good question. You have to call me off the air and I'll tell you, because there are some IULs that specialize for kids. But all of my kids have IULs, and all of my 4 grandkids have IULs. And let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times a kid can be born and there's no health problems. But by the time a kid may get 10 years old, all of a sudden you may start discovering there is some health issues with the kid. Absolutely. At that time, the kid can't get insurance because there's some health issue. But like my youngest grandson, he's 6 years old. Mm-hmm. By the time he was 1 year old, I had an IUL on him. I am the owner, and I contribute to it every year. It's been 5 years. He has some nice tax-free money in there that's never going to go down. But the medical part of it is that IUL gives him living benefits, give him any medical. I think it's $500,000 right now. It's going to continue to grow. It's not going to stay at $500,000 because the way I designed it means that it's $500,000 now, but in 10 years it's going to be $1 million, and in 10 years he'll be 16, and then it continues to grow as time. And I only have to put into it for 15 years, and it's already been 5, so I got 10 more years to fund it. Then I stop. But after I fund it, it continues to grow and grow tax free. It's way better than a Roth. And as he get older, it's going to give him chronic. It's going to give him critical illness protection, chronic illness protection, cancer, coma, stroke, heart
this
attack.
Environment and global warming. If something happens or some kind of, I don't know, like you said, debilitating, disease or airborne or something. COVID.
He's already locked. He's already protected. And it's so cheap, man. It's so cheap when you get him.
He's so young and healthy.
Yeah, if you get him under 18 and you put that on there, man, a lot of smart money, what they do, you may have a grandparent who's, uninsurable. What he'll do is put the money on a kid, and he can put in $20,000 a year, inside of that IUL for the kid, right? And
Mhm.
then when he's doing that, the kid is the insured, he's the owner, but the cash is growing in there better than a Roth. And the grandfather says, okay, I'm gonna put $20,000 in there, every year. So 5 years go by, the grandfather, there's $100,000 in a kid's policy. Guess who controls the money? The grandfather. The grandfather can say, hey, insurance company, I'm the owner of my grandson's policy. I got $100,000 in there. I need 95,000 for something. They're going to say, here it is. And they're not going to take the money from the insurance policy. They're going to give him, since he has money there, they're going to give him the money. They don't care about his credit. They don't care about if he have a job, if he's retired to the grandfather. They're going to give him money. And guess what? He don't have to pay it back because it's $1 million policy. Okay. Or if he want to pay it back, he can pay it back so he can borrow against it again. But it's so many things that you can do, especially when they're young. If you feel like you missed the boat and you got too old, then you got to have somebody younger than you where you can ride their coattail and you can still benefit while you're alive. Let me tell you something. This thing called, I've never seen a product. Listen, now y'all know I'm a certified financial planner. I've been in over 35 years, 38 years. I'm a stockbroker. I'm a real estate. Y'all know that I have I've done past all those tests. I've never seen a product, a strategy better than the Index Universal Life if it's designed correctly. Most people, 95% of insurance agents just sell insurance. They're not, it's like being a heart surgeon. You have doctors and you have, dentists or whatever, but if you specialize in heart surgery, then you know that it's some good stuff. If you actually find someone, and the Henderson Financial Group, we specialize in going under the hood and tweaking these life insurance policies to make them do what they do, what they're designed to do. And it's really designed to give you maximum cash buildup. That's really what an Index Universal Life is. It really, really is. If you just want minimum life insurance, then that's not an IUL Index Universal Life. You can just go out and just get a regular life insurance. So when you die, your loved ones, will have some money. But if you really want something other than in the stock market, or you don't want to take a whole lot of risk, or if you don't want maintenance, then you got to have an IUL. Call the Henderson Financial Group and I'll explain it to you and teach you. Call 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444, and I'll tell you all about it. Islam says, do you have to have an IUL that mimics the S&P 500? No, but I like the S&P 500. I think it's up, 16% so far. But I like it. It don't have to. It can mimic the NASDAQ. It can the Russell 2000. It can go overseas. You can piggyback off a whole lot of indexes. But it's a great strategy. But if you call my office and say, I want to talk to Henderson, I want to know more about this IUL Index Universal Life for my grandkids, for my son, my daughter, for myself, because you have to qualify for it, meaning that you can't be almost dead and get it, because remember, it's still insurance company and they're going to pay a benefit. So you have to just be decent. In other words, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, that's okay, as long as you are taking your medication and not trying to kill yourself. Okay. And if the doctor prescribed you to take high blood pressure, but now you sucking on a lemon or garlic or something, then if your pressure has went down, they want to hear that your doctor agrees with sucking on that lemon and that garlic really, really was better than that medication. They just want to know that you're not going to die and you ain't go rogue, because the insurance companies can't see you. They got to rely on somebody to say, this person ain't almost dead. Okay. And it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I am, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Thank you for always going and do your recognizance and getting all kind of trained up and learned it up and coming back and telling the masses. We appreciate it. I am headed to a luncheon that my sister is over, the interdenominational wives and women of pastors, and it's at Alcola Lakes Park. Yeah, will we see you there?
Me?
Yes, you.
No, I'm in this office doing what I do.
Well.
I'm in this office doing what I do, man. I ain't gonna be in the what'd you say? Interrelation, What you say?
International Denomination of
Oh, it's a
Wives,
whole lot
of
of
Pastors'
denominations.
Wives. Yes.
Pastors' wives. Oh no. That you said that's International Pastors' Wives Luncheon.
Denomination. Right.
Denominations. So
It
you
is
have
a
Muslims in
scholarship
there.
luncheon.
You have all kind of people in there, from Muslims to Christians to
And we all want to
Pentecostals,
get along.
all
Absolutely.
denominations.
Absolutely. We want to
Oh,
all get along.
oh man,
So
I bet
I'm
that's gonna
headed
be a
there
sight to
to
see.
participate in that.
That's gonna be a sight to see. All them different
A
denominations.
beautiful sight. A
Oh yeah, yeah.
beautiful sight.
Well, I hope y'all get something done.
James, congratulations on your. You sure we can't throw you a party when you get back? That's quite an honor.
Please don't. Please
I
don't.
love a good party. I'm very good at it.
Well,
Yes.
party. What we'll do is I'll come down and we'll all be in the office. That,
I just have to invite who I want to invite, even though it's
No.
your party, right?
Hey,
No.
you know what? Hey, James, she's telling the truth. You know, my birthday is tomorrow, September 22nd.
oh wow.
And Linda wanted to throw me a party on one condition, that she invite who she wanted to invite. I couldn't invite who I wanted to invite.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness.
Can you believe that? She wanted
I was paying for it. It was going to be hibachi style outdoors. We're going to have a hibachi cook coming, like Benihana, a full bar.
Oh
It
my
was going to
Lord.
be fabulous.
and she said I couldn't invite the people that I want to invite. She's going to invite the people who she wanted to invite. So how is it a birthday party for me?
It's a
It's
birthday
not.
party for her celebrating your birthday.
Isn't that something? So I said, you can scratch that, man. I'm not doing that. So
Well,
I
happy
don't-
birthday. Happy birthday. to
Happy
you.
birthday.
it's just another day for me, man. Yeah, thank y'all so much. This is another day for me. 66 years old. Hey, I feel good. I can still touch my toes.
Oh,
That's important.
and they're toes down rather than toes up. So that's good.
Ooh.
And that means a lot too.
Mhm. We are all truly blessed. We all got our
Yeah.
tasks and events and things to be. Robert, again, happy birthday.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes. That's a blessing to be a black man in America and make 66 years old. I'm totally blessed. I read something that says when you see people that have a lot of material things and they say I'm blessed. No. Blessings is not material at all. Blessings is having sound mind, love, peace of mind, family. That's a blessing. Just because you got all the trinkets and all the material things and you say you're blessed. No. You got it confused. Blessing is having sound mind, having love, sharing, giving,
Health.
family, health. That's truly what a blessing is, not in pain. That's truly what a blessing. Not because you got a shiny car or shiny objects. That's not being blessed. People walk around with, they have stuff on Rolls Royce. I'm blessed. No, you're just paying a lot more for a car.
We out of time.
Yes, we got to go. Hey, James, man, safe travels and congratulations on you being inducted to the National Radio Hall of Fame. Man, that's big. Hey, James, that your children's children gonna be able to look up James T. Thomas. And listen, 100 years from now, James, they're gonna be able to look up and say, my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love for them to find people who say, my dad, my mom, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin told me about something that he did for them. That's gift enough for me, Rob. And I'm going there to recognize, and I must say this, the gentleman that gave me my first job in network radio passed away a couple of days ago, Mr. Joe Fisher. And first time I ever met him, first time I ever radio station offered me a job. And I wasn't going in there for a job, Rob. I was going in there for information for a teen program that I did in educational radio and TV. And this gentleman said, hey, how would you like to work here? And that was where I was preparing while in college to work. And it is really, we're going to miss him. He's helped many, many, many people. So when we celebrate and that's why I decided really to go to this awards presentation, is to mention the names of those people who helped me along the way by doing some great things, just giving me an opportunity to serve others. And brother, for you and Linda, hey, I thank you guys for all that you do, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Linda and Robert collectively with other people, we join together in helping one another. That's why I love doing this, because this is what we do to help others to become a better themselves so that they can better serve other people as well. So, hey, thanks to everybody. And that's my purpose, because I decided, Rob, like you, I wasn't going to do this celebration. And I said, I'm going to do it in honor of all those others.
Love
Hey,
it.
congratulations, man. Thank you for being you. Much love. Hey, and thank you all, everybody who posts happy birthday to me, and congratulations to James T. Hey, man, we thank you. We love you all. And share this post also. If you want to know more also about the subject that I was talking about, Index Universal Life, like I said, I've never seen any product that can be catered to the individual and help you a great deal, from retirement planning to buying real estate to using leverage. I've never seen a product like that, and I'm always in search, and I go around the country looking for different stuff. But anyway, listen, hey Linda, thank you so much for showing up and being present. You look fabulous. Go ahead with the different religions luncheon. I don't know what y'all gonna eat. I guess y'all gonna have a little bit of everything. But congratulations to you, James C. Also, much love, peace, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
God bless.
Thank you. God bless you.
Oh, no. Oh, James, you said God bless. Take us out with prayer, bro.
Well, I've got a good one. In my drive up, I was listening to a message, Rob, that talked about timing is everything.
Ooh, yes.
It's everything. And so my prayer is going to be today, as we go into your birthday celebration, as we celebrate Linda for all that she's doing, and for all those viewers that will see this, we want to express to you that we pray that God will bless you so that you will have perfect timing because of his sovereign providence that will provide you with all that he has for you. And all that he has for us is greater than we can ask, think, or imagine. So we pray that God blesses you with sound health, peace of mind, freedom from fear and worry, a positive mental attitude, and a labor of love of your own choosing that brings about benefits that he has for you in heavenly places. In Jesus' name, amen.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful, wonderful
Have a
weekend.
good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.